Instructional Time, adapted from ASCD. Test Friday. Class, I've got a lot of material to cover, so to save time I won't be using vowels today. Until we can manage time, we can manage nothing else. Peter F. Drucker. Types of school time. Wong and Wong describe 4 different types of school day time. 1. Allocated time, the total time for teacher instruction in student learning. 2. Instructional time, the time teachers are actively teaching. 3. Engaged time, the time students are involved in a task. And 4. Academic learning time, the time teachers can prove that students learned the content or mastered the skill. Elementary school time. Elementary school schedules are generally determined by 3 factors. 1. The number of instructional minutes for each subject area as mandated by the district or state. 2. Special class schedules such as music, art, physical education, and library. And 3. The overall school schedule as dictated by bus schedules, lunch times, and so forth. Elementary school time. Time frames for each subject area in the elementary grades vary according to grade level. The largest block of the daily schedule is usually devoted to reading and language arts, the second largest block to mathematics. Elementary school time strategies. Looping. In this approach, students remain with one teacher for 2 to 3 years. The teacher and the students get promoted together. This extra time allows teachers to teach topics in greater depth and to better meet the needs of the individual students. Elementary school time strategies. Vertical teams. In this configuration, one team of teachers teaches multiple grade levels in a neighborhood concept. The same children remain in the neighborhood with this team of teachers for a period of 4 to 5 years. Middle and high school time. Middle and high schools basically offer 2 scheduling options: an hour period for each subject area or one of the configurations of block scheduling. The middle school schedule generally follows the high school schedule in order to prepare students for the high school experience. Middle and high school time strategies. The Carnegie Unit. The hour period schedule is based on the Carnegie Unit, a scheduling configuration that has influenced the overall organization of high school for decades. A Carnegie Unit is defined as a measure of classroom attendance at the secondary school level. 1 unit represents 1 hour per day each academic year, or between 180 and 190 hours of classroom contact. Over 100 years ago, the Carnegie Foundation set about the task of standardizing college education into units. This standardization was an attempt to make a clear differentiation between the end of high school and the beginning of college. The resulting seat time standard has become nearly universal and resulted in a rigid schedule of subjects and classes. Middle and high school time strategies. Block scheduling. In response to the criticisms of the Carnegie Unit and the need for a longer instructional period than the hour period, the concept of block scheduling was introduced. At least part of the daily schedule is organized into larger blocks of time, more than 60 minutes, to allow flexibility for a diversity of instructional activities. Middle and high school time strategies. Block scheduling. The variations of block scheduling are many and may involve reconfiguring the lengths of time as well as the daily schedule. Some possible variations include 4 90-minute blocks per day, school year divided into 2 semesters, formerly year-long courses completed in 1 semester, alternate day block schedule, 6 or 8 courses spread out over 2 days, teachers meet with half of their students each day, 2 large blocks and 3 standard-sized blocks per day, year divided into 60-day trimesters with the different subjects taught in the large blocks each trimester, some classes, band, typing, foreign language, taught daily, others in longer blocks on alternative days, 6 courses, each meeting in 3 single periods and 1 double period per week, 7 courses with teachers meeting with students 3 days out of 4, twice in single periods, once in a double period. Middle and high school time strategies. Block scheduling. Regardless of the configuration of the block schedule, the most important issue is that it drastically changes the way instructional time is used and instruction is delivered. There is decreased reliance on the standard lecture discussion seat work pattern and an increase in individualization and creative teaching strategies. Instructional time strategies. Pacing. Although teachers have little control over the mandated daily schedule or the curriculum, they do have control over how they allocate time to teach the standards and grade level objectives. Teachers' responsibilities for pacing the year's curriculum involve two important elements. 1. Teaching key grade level or course content to a depth that ensures that most students master that content. In other words, teaching a curriculum that favors depth over breadth rather than being an inch deep and a mile wide. 2. Assessing the learning needs of each student and providing interventions to help students move along a continuum of learning experiences that allows them to achieve grade level standards. Instructional pacing is directly related to time allocation. Too many times teachers reach the midpoint of the school year and realize that there is no way they can accomplish the year's work or even cover what's on the upcoming test. So, pacing must begin the first day of the new school year. The following suggestions can help you make important decisions about pacing instruction. At the beginning of the year, study the standards for each subject you teach. Identify the key content assessed on high-stakes tests and determine ways that you can connect key ideas within the curriculum area or to another curriculum area to minimize teaching the same thing in 2 or 3 different units or subject areas. Mark dates on a calendar of special events, such as standardized and high-stakes test schedules, holidays, and other school events that are likely to either shorten instructional time or cause students' attention to be diverted from the instructional program. Schedule the major parts of your curriculum in time periods that allow for uninterrupted time and that work within the testing schedule. Build in extra time for content that you know is particularly difficult for students or that requires spaced review and practice to develop proficiency. Identify those areas of the curriculum you can develop using learning centers or other independent work that can be done outside of school. For example, developing students' abilities to measure and understand measurement concepts simply can't be done in a 3-week unit, so you might develop the measurement standards and objectives by making them the topic of daily sponge activities supported by learning centers that provide practice. Effective use of blocks of time. Once your pacing plan is in place, you can think about how to use the instructional blocks of time allocated in the daily schedule. You can choose from several different instructional methodologies and can structure the time within an instructional block in a myriad of ways. Please take the time to look at this schedule, timing, planning instructional activities. In summary, effective time management is one of the skills necessary for success in school as well as in everyday life and in the work world. Students need time to practice, rehearse, review, apply, and connect new learning and relate it to their everyday lives. Teachers who effectively manage time give their students the best opportunity to learn and to develop personal habits that lead to wise use of time.